Imagine, what if I told you that you didn't have to wait until you were 65 to retire? You just wake up and you decide what you want to spend your day on, how you want to spend your time, and don't have to worry about going into work if you don't want to or worrying about money. I know, sounds a little crazy, but stick with me because that's exactly what the FIRE movement is about. And that is exactly what I plan to do when I turn 30. Let's hop into it. Hello, rich people. I'm so excited to talk to you all again this week. Welcome back. If you're new here, I am documenting my journey to retirement as a 28-year-old. It sounds crazy, I know, but I am well on my way to retirement. I have over 180K in my portfolio, and this is exactly what I plan to do when I retire in the year of 30. So my 30s, I plan to be living it up, doing what I want to do, how I want to do it. So let's get into it. We are talking about the FIRE movement today, what FIRE is, the different types of FIRE, and having an outlook into retirement. Sneak peek for you all is what we will be reviewing next week, designing your life for retirement, getting very clear into what that looks like for you. This week, we're laying the foundation of what FIRE is, creating your FIRE number so that way you know exactly how much you need to retire. Let's start with what is FIRE. So, FIRE basically is an acronym. It stands for Financial Independence, FI, Retire Early, RE, FIRE. That's the FIRE movement. Essentially, people who decide that they are going to chase financial independence versus continuing to clock in, clock out, go to work on the day to day, and then hoping that their 401ks, pensions, and all the good jobs, all the things that they say are going to be there when you hit retirement age is there. I will not wait until I am at retirement age because at that point, I'll probably have a good 14 years to live the life of my dreams when I could quite literally be living the life of my dreams earlier. So that's my goal, my plan, and that's essentially what people who are in the FIRE movement, what they work towards. There are 5 main types of FIRE, if you will. So you have traditional FIRE, lean FIRE, fat FIRE, coast FIRE, and barista FIRE. The traditional FIRE is like your classic version. That's saving aggressively so that you can reach your financial independence number and retire early. Have enough to live a comfortable lifestyle for you. That's really maintenance of what your lifestyle looks like, and your investments pay for that lifestyle. Traditional sense of retirement. Traditionally, when people think of retirement, you don't have to go to work and you just have money coming in and you're living off of this lump sum of money at whatever age and time in life looks like for you. Next, lean FIRE is where you are just worried about living as minimal as possible, really embracing that minimalist lifestyle. And you are only focusing on your basic necessities and making sure that you have a lump sum of money, which is traditionally what you would have for your investments covering. But that is really all that they cover. A basic, minimalist, simple lifestyle, typically running around 40K or less. Next, you will have fat FIRE. Fat FIRE is nice. I'm not going to lie about it. Fat FIRE is maybe where you're living on 100K or more every year. It's where you are living this luxurious, lavish lifestyle with your investments. You are rolling in the money at this point. You are traveling extensively. You might be out here doing world cruises, but Fat FIRE is where you're like, who looks at the price tag? Okay, you just buy, you just spend. That's Fat FIRE. Coast FIRE is where you front load your investments. You may or may not continue to work, but you're not worried about continuing to invest into your portfolio so that way it can fund your retirement lifestyle. You front load that at the beginning of your career or the beginning of your FIRE movement, if you will. And once you reach your FIRE number in your investments, you stop. You stop investing because that's where time is on your side. You're using compound interest and your investments are just compounding and growing, doing what they need to do. At that point, you're coasting. You may continue to work to cover benefits, to continue to live the life that you want to live, how you want to live it. And you might not hate your job. Those fires for people who are like, you know what? I actually like what I do. It's not bad. I'm having a good time. I'm interacting with people. I'm doing the things that I like. And I can continue to do this, but I've also reached financial independence. So at the end of the day, I don't need this job. The next one is Barista Fire. Barista Fire is essentially where you reach your financial independence number. However, you are working a part-time job. You might be working for benefits similar to Coast Fire, but Barista Fire is just one level down from bare bones, basics, minimal job. You may go, you may not go. Because at the end of the day, you really don't need the job. This is how I would put it for people who want social interaction, that social engagement. So, hence barista. If you're working at a coffee shop, you may be interacting with people in the social like environment, maybe being a bartender, something that has high social engagement, and you can make really good money from it or you cannot, and it could be on a part-time basis because you already have your financial independence number reached and life is sweet, life is great. That is the 5 types of fire. Drop in the comments if you made it this far into the video what type of fire you think I'm on. So to get into the core principles of fire here. Fire isn't just about quitting your job, it's about financial freedom. And that is a very, very, very clear distinction. You aren't necessarily working towards fire if you hate your job. If you hate your job, please go find another one. Life is way too short for you to be doing something that you absolutely hate. Remember, as human beings living a human experience out here, we all have free will. We can do whatever we want to do, when we want to do it, how we want to do it. If you hate your job, please find another one. Please find another. Fire is about reaching financial independence. It's where you have the option to work if you want to, but you don't have to because you've reached a level of sustaining your lifestyle with your investments in a way where it's an option for you. Some of the core principles of how fire works is one, a high savings rate. Fire is about not cutting back on your expenses in living a life of frugality. It's about living a life with intentionality and putting your money where it is smart for you to do so. It's about your savings rate, not cutting expenses. You want to invest your money into things that have a high savings rate, and your savings rate and the amount of income that you continue to put into that is going to get you to your fire number. My fire number of $1.15 million, I am not going to be able to save that. So I have to put my money into vehicles that are going to have high interest rates to get me to that number so that way we're doing two things at the same time. I'm working and my money is working. That's how you reach fire and you reach your fire number to where you have the money to live a life of financial independence. You want to also do smart investing. There are tons of investing options out there. There's investing through checking accounts where the interest rates are a little bit lower, but that way your money is sitting in a vehicle that is producing some type of income for you. You have your high yield savings account, similar to interest-bearing checking accounts, but have a higher number, high yield savings account. There's also certificate deposits, CDs, where you are essentially loaning your money out and you're gaining interest back for doing so. Then you have your treasury bills, similar to CDs, where you are loaning your money out for a shorter period of time or a longer period, depending on what you opt for, to gather interest on the money that you are loaning out. Bonds, the stock market, options trading, forex trading, the crypto market. There's a wealth of opportunities out there to invest, and investing smartly so that way your money is what? It's working. 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 It's wor put to work and is generating income for you. Multiple income streams. Like I told you, I am not going to be able to save this money myself. So the money has to be working. And I also have to increase the amount of income that I am producing. And that could be a wealth of different things, an additional job if you so choose. That could be some side hustles or another job, businesses, different ways that you are generating income. Honestly, it could be through arts and crafts that you're selling, photography, videography. It could be through a wealth of different things that you want to make sure that you have those additional income streams coming in that helps you get to that fire number. Because if you're funneling more money into your investments, it's growing quicker just by sheer capital. And then that sheer capital, based off of the interest rate that you're receiving, is growing more as well. Lifestyle optimizations. As we talk through the different levels of fire, you have your traditional fire, fat fire, lean fire, coast fire, barista fire. Deciding what type of lifestyle works best for you, what type of lifestyle, one, are you currently living, and two, what type of lifestyle you want to live in retirement, and optimizing your lifestyle for that. If you are living a lifestyle that is way beyond your means, if you are in a budget of lean fire and you living like you are on fat fire, we got to have another discussion. Okay. We got to talk about these things. Like, what are you doing? Okay. How can we increase your income streams? How can we increase your investments so that way you can truly live this fat fire lifestyle with this fat fire budget and it matches versus them being in opposition of each other? So at this point, one of the core principles of fire is to optimize the lifestyle that you want to live and the life that you are living to match the income that you're receiving and living off of, and making sure that you're spending your money and you're using your money with intentionality. I believe it's Vivi, your rich BFF, and then Ramit from I Will Teach You to Be Rich. I think they both say that they're not about cutting out the Starbucks trips. Life is meant to be lived. You're here as a human being living a human experience. Optimizing your lifestyle. You don't want to give up your $5 coffee shop to your favorite local cafe. That is okay. No one is saying that you have to give that up. Because ultimately, when you think about it, that if you go and get a coffee from your favorite cafe spot 5 days out of the week for $5 for 52 weeks, at the end of it, that amount of money is small when you put it on the grand scheme of things, but it's going to give you a lot of value just to do your interactions that you might have when you go to your favorite cafe place, the dopamine hit that you get when you switch over to the seasonal flavors. I get it. I've been there. I've done it. My favorite cafe is a food truck, and it's so good. When you order, they give you a little Biscoff cookie. Love, 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 love. I get that dopamine hit every time, especially when I try something new and they have their lavender flavors. I'm with y'all. I am with you. Okay. However, where can we say? Now, if I was to look at my budget and say, you know what, Renee, we need to figure some things out here. Maybe the first thing to go, I might have to get in the kitchen and start cooking because I order meals every single week. Is it pricey? Yes. Have I got in the kitchen and cooked? Yes. Have I come back to these meals? Yes. But that's me optimizing my lifestyle for how I want to live, understanding what's important and how I want to do that and what I'm willing to give up to save money and versus what I am not willing to give. Optimizing your lifestyle for the best and using your money with intentionality is super, super important. And it's a core principle of the FIRE movement. The next is your mindset shift. And this is big, okay? Shifting your mind and how you interact and think about money, it takes some work. I cannot lie. I cannot sugarcoat it. It's last, not because it's least, but because it's impactful and it's important. And we just got to let that sit and marinate. Your mindset around money, your mindset around retirement, your mindset around financial independence, you have to shift it. That is where you are willing to put in the work. You're willing to do the hard things. You're willing to do the things that are unconventional so that way you can live the life that not many people live. Not many people retire in their 30s. Just don't do it. It's different. It's out of the box. It's unorthodox, but you have to shift your mind around money. You have to shift your mind around how you spend money, how you receive money, how you interact with money. All those things have to shift for you to move into the next phase, the next step, the next level. Because once you shift your mind, all of these processes, these other steps, core principles, they become so easy. They become so easy. It's just about the actionable steps and moving forward. So let's talk about getting started with fire. 1, calculate your number. You have to calculate your number. You have to know where you are trying to go. What goal are you trying to get to? I know I've probably said it about 3-4 times already in this video, but I'm going to say it again. My fire number is 1.15 million. Crazy. Every time I think about it, every time I say it, my heart and my chest flutters a little bit. Because I'm like, girl, are you really about to have that much money? Are you really about to do it? Yes. Yes, I am. I am about to do that. I am on track to have 250K in my portfolio by June. That makes me so happy because if I reach 250K by June, that means I'm at the halfway mark for my 500K for the year. We're making steps. We're doing what we need to do. You have to know your fire number. So step 1, calculate your fire number. Step 2, create your timeline. I know it, y'all know it, but let's talk about it. My timeline is within the year that I turned 30. That's about 2 years. So knowing your timeline is step number 2. Step number 3, open an investment account. You have to be investing. Like I said earlier, I will not be able to say this about money. Like I'm just not going to be able to save $1.15 million. It's not happening. You have to invest. So open up that investment account. Next, build your emergency fund. Build your emergency fund. I got mine. It's built, it's investing, and it's working just as hard as I'm working. Build your emergency fund. Track your spending. Track your spending. I have loosely tracked my spending, and that's how I developed my fire number. I'm very, very, very excited to see what my expenses look like by the end of the year, because this is the first year that I will be heavily tracking my expenses. Every dollar coming in and going out, I know what's happening. I know exactly where it went. I know exactly when I purchased it. I'm very excited to see what this looks like for me, because I've been roughly doing it in the past, but now I'm pen to paper at this point. Track your expenses so that way you know what you need to calculate your fire number. And then you also can use that expenses to build your emergency fund. It all correlates. When you know what your expenses are, what you need to sustain, and you build your emergency fund off of that. 6, develop ways to increase your income, whether that is through a side hustle, different gig work. Increase your income so that way you can build your emergency fund, you can put it towards your investing, and you can work through increasing and getting to your fire number. I will like to know, drop in the comments your fire number, where you feel that you are in the process. Let's keep each other accountable. There's so many different things and different ways that you can be successful out here. Continue to research, subscribe, like, comment, interact as we both go through this journey together. However, do what you need to do. If it is watching different YouTube creators, following different subreddits, reading different books, because so many people have done this. It is attainable. People are documenting their journeys. It's to be seen. So the game plan, the blueprint, it's already out there. You just have to follow it. I'm super excited to see what this looks like for everyone. And I'm super excited to see what it looks like for myself. But until next time, I will see you all later. Bye, rich people.